Okay, so today we're going to be making these yummy vegan crepes. They're inspired of a channel called Mina, and I'll leave all her links and stuff in the description. First, into a food processor, I added in the flour, and I just use any random flour. I can't remember which one I use. I think I use plain. Doesn't really matter if flour is flour at the end of the day. I think she used spelt flour, but I didn't have that. So I just went in with some plain flour, and I used 22 tablespoons of flour. And I'm going to convert this full recipe into tablespoons just in case you guys also don't have any other form of measuring. Then, using some corn flour instead of cornstarch, I used 2 tablespoons of this, just like she does in her recipe, except mine all got stuck at the top of the food processor. Oops. And then I added 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Then I added just a pinch of salt. She had that measured, but I never measure my salt, so I just took a pinch of salt. But yeah, that's your preference. And then I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then I added vanilla bean paste, which you can just add vanilla extract, but she used like something else. But yeah, I just used vanilla bean paste because it was all I had to hand. And I can't remember how much I added of this. And then I started to add the oat milk, and you can add any type of plant-based milk to this. So obviously now we're on to the liquids, the wet mixture. So yeah, I just added the 24 tablespoons of milk. And I actually did end up adding a bit more later on in the recipe, and I'll tell you when I do that. So then I added some lemon juice. This is just freshly squeezed lemon juice that I just used about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. This is instead of apple cider vinegar, so if you do have apple cider vinegar, then go ahead and use that. You can also use applesauce as a really good egg replacer too. So yeah, it just really depends on what you have to hand. Then you just want to blend that up, and I did add more milk to this. As I didn't want it as thick, and I still think that was a bit too thick, so maybe add a bit more. I added then some butter to a, I don't know what it's called again, like a pan. I just started by spreading that out by moving the pan around, if that makes sense. And I used butter, but in her video she uses coconut oil, but you can use whatever you want, to grease it. It all works the same. Then I added the batter, and they definitely got better, I think, as I went on through this video. So yeah, I just went ahead and added this one, and this one wasn't as good as the rest of them. And then once it starts bubbling, or gets light brown on the bottom, it's actually pretty quick to flip this one, and it's pretty easy too. That's what it looks like once it was flipped. So it wasn't perfect, but I think it turned out pretty well for the first attempt. Then I just transferred this to a plate once it was done, and then just started on my next one, which I actually used the back of the ladle, and just to spread this out, and this works a lot better if you just do it on low heat or no heat at all, and then just spread it with the bottom of the ladle. I know you can get those crepe things, but I don't know what they're called. But this kind of works a bit like that, and it just makes the batter nice and thin and like a crepe. Once that was smoothed out, I just let it bake and cook on the pan, and then I started to flip it over and do all that type of stuff. And I didn't film the last one just because it was kind of hard to film. And the reason why I did 3 was because I thought it looked more pretty in the pictures, and also one kind of, well, it didn't fail, but I thought it looked worse than it did. And then here's me burning myself because it burnt. Yeah, like there's a bit of like pancake and it burnt, and then it was on top of my pancake. So yeah, this is what this one looked like, and it looks super pretty, and I was really happy with the outcome. I think I was more pleased with the last one's outcome, and yeah, sorry it's out of focus, but it goes back in focus. And then I just added a very thin layer of Nutella. This is vegan Nutella, obviously, but I don't know the exact brand, but I got mine from, I think it was Tesco's, and yeah, it's a really good one, and I've used it in a few of my videos before, and I definitely recommend this one. I just did a very thin layer. You could also add like Lotus Biscoff spread, jam, anything you want. It depends what flavour you want to do. You could also make these savoury too if you would like. And then I just kind of layered them and folded them to give it kind of a nice picturesque look. And I did this with all of them, and yeah, this is what they were looking like once they had all been folded. Then I go ahead and add the vegan Nutella. To the top you could add agave, maple syrup, anything you'd like. Yet again, it's very customizable. Also, you can add fruit to the top of these as well. It's so like customizable. And you could also maybe do a chocolate grape if you really wanted to. But yeah, they were very filling, so yeah, it was good. So this was kind of like my breakfast and lunch, because it was just so filling, and I think I ate like 2 of them, and then like somebody else had the other one. But yeah, they were super good, and yeah, this is what they look like, and they were so easy to make. If I can't mess them up, then you guys should be able to make these pretty well. And then I get this vegan one from Food Heaven, I believe it is, from Tesco's, and it's just a vegan whipped cream, and I think it's in the UK only, but I don't really know, but it's from Tesco's, and I think they sell it at other places too. And then here is for the taste test, and I would actually give this one a 10 out of 10, it was super good. And yeah, if I just had one of these, I think like, yeah, it would have been probably better, because 3 was definitely very filling, and you could probably add strawberries, berries, stuff like that on top, but I didn't have any left. So this was really good though, and I would highly recommend you guys trying this out. Go check Mina's channel out, and go subscribe to her, because she makes amazing vegan content. And I just thought for fun I'd add all the photos in here that I took and edited, because I did take and edit quite a lot of photos. These were all the unedited ones here, and I'll tell you when the edited ones come up. But yeah, I just thought there was so many cute photos, and I just had to add them all in. Here's the edited ones, and yeah. Also, I nearly forgot today's shout outs. They go to Aesthetic Treats, Taylor Nicole, user_00, Alexis's Life, I can't pronounce her name, Cassie's Cookies and Cakes, and The Rabbit Hole. If you want to shout out in next week's video, all you need to do is like this video and also subscribe, then press like, say done in the comments, or just leave any type of comment, and you'll get a shout out in next week's video. Anyway, bye!
Flowers calling on warm days overdue, but I